could be a multitude of things that are contributing to your symptoms. Sometimes it even goes so far as that it's your ankle or your foot that's causing your back pain. However, there are times when simple movements at the back increase or decrease our back pain. So that's what I want to focus on today. So sometimes people have we call it a directional preference. So some people feel better when they're bending forward, while other people feel better when they bend backwards. Now, this isn't a complete fix to your back pain, and you're still going to need to be examined by a physical therapist or a chiropractor, someone who can get to the root of what's causing your back pain. But these exercises could help you reduce your symptoms in the moment, especially if you're sitting all day, at your computer and you're experiencing this back pain. Doing some of these movements may help to reduce the symptoms and calm down that flare-up so that you can then move on with the rest of your day. So what you're going to do is first just stand up and feel your pain. So if you're experiencing it now, and if not, keep this in mind for when you are experiencing pain. And you kind of want to just pay attention to two things. One, where is your pain? So is it directly just in your lower back, or is it also in your low back and traveling down the leg? So you want to think about where it is as well as how intense your pain is. So if you had to rate it on a scale from 0 to 10, what would you rate the pain right now? And what you're going to do is you're going to do this movement and then feel and think about what's happening to that pain. So the first thing you'll do is you're going to bend down. This, you actually are going to want to round your spine. So round your spine as you go down, and then come up just to neutral. Don't go back into extension, just straight up, and then down again. You're going to do this 10 times. Once you're done doing it 10 times, while you're doing it, you want to think about, okay, what's happening to my pain? And then once you're done, check back in with yourself. Maybe the pain that you were having that was going down to your leg has kind of disappeared, but now it's super intense in your low back. That's actually a good sign. So when we have nerve symptoms, when we have our pain go away from the extremity or our leg and back up to the central point, to the back, that's a good sign. That's saying that our pain is actually getting better, that it's decreasing, even though it may feel more intense in that spot. And then you also want to think about how intense it is. So maybe it was a 5 out of 10 before, and now it's a 2 out of 10. That's great. So that means that you have a directional preference of flexion, of bending forward. Now, it might be the case that actually increased your pain, and even after 2, you were like, absolutely not, this hurts too much, I'm going to stop. And that's great too, because now we know that bending forward increases your symptoms. So what you're going to do is you're going to do the opposite. You're going to place your hands on your low back, and then you're just going to gently bend backwards. And you're going to do this 10 times. And again, same thing. Feel what's happening to your pain, the intensity of it, as well as if it's changing. So for instance, now if you're doing this and you're starting to feel symptoms in your leg, that actually means that extension might be exacerbating your pain. It's making it worse, and maybe we should avoid it when we're having a flare-up. The important thing about this is that this is just when we're having a flare-up. This is when we're experiencing pain. We're just trying to figure out what makes it feel worse, what makes it feel better, and we want to do the things that make it feel better, because our backs can be very sensitive, and we want to get it out of this hyperarousal state where it's constantly causing us pain and hurting us when we do different movements. However, eventually, once these symptoms resolve, we do want to go back to being able to do that other movement, whichever one it was that increased the pain. But right now, when you're experiencing your symptoms, it's not the time to explore. So if it is making it worse, during this time, you want to avoid that movement. So this is just a nice, easy way to kind of figure out how you could reduce your symptoms in the moment. Now, for some people, doing it and standing is too intense, and so you have the option of sitting. So same thing when you're sitting down. You're just going to roll forward and bend down. I'll do it from the side. Rolling forward or arching back. Now this could be something when you're sitting at work, you could go through maybe a couple of these where you're just arching backwards, and doing that just casually throughout the day could release some of those symptoms that you're having. And same thing, you could also bend forward or even bring up a knee, because that puts our low back into that flexion. So bringing your knee up is the same as bending down. So it's whatever feels good for you. We're just trying to find movements that make it feel better. So I just showed you standing and sitting, and now we're going to do it lying down. So what you can do, if it felt good for you to bend forward, you're going to lie down on your back and you're going to bring a knee to your chest. Maybe I'll face this way for you. So a knee to your chest. You can even hold it here. You can bring both knees to your chest, rolling it around. So this is if bending forward felt good, doing this will feel good for you. You can also lie down and have pillows underneath your legs. That could help decrease the tension, especially while you're sleeping. Now, if bending backwards felt good, you're going to do what we call a press up. So you'll lie on your stomach, bring your hands right under your armpits, and then slowly press up. And you can do this as many times as you want to help decrease those symptoms, doing it throughout the day. Interestingly enough, some people extension, so the bending backwards, feels good for them when they're lying down, but it doesn't when standing. And that's okay. It's important to play around, find what feels best for you, just so that you can have something to take control of your pain and help reduce your symptoms before going and seeing someone to actually get to the root of the problem and help so that this can go away pretty much completely. Okay, so I hope you found this helpful. I will see you here next week on my channel.